David Pritchard. He is one of our America's leaders, soon to be director, fingers crossed, soon. And he has a wonderful process that he has shared with me recently on how to present Healy, not only Healy, the product, right, but the new business model, the Healy 2.0. And I observed it with my two own eyes, and it was a successful presentation. So I asked him if he was kind enough to share it with you all. It's something that he created, and the way he does so, he's just gonna run you through it. This might be something that some of you are already doing, but again, it could be useful to learn a few new tips or tricks on how to do it, again, so you can have different ways to promote our new business model. So with that, I hand it over to you, David.
All right.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, you bet. Yeah, I guess what I do has a lot to do with my why, which for me, my wife and I have raised 3 amazing kids that all graduated from college, got married, and then moved away from us. So we don't like being away from our family. So I, a little over a year ago, said I need to create a way that we can have a lot more flexibility and be able to build a business from my laptop. So I set out with Healy right away to show that I could build the entire business from home or from wherever we are. So we've been able to go visit our kids and still work on my business. So I've done almost everything through Zoom meetings and just sharing information, a lot through Messenger. You know, I do a lot of just talking to people through Facebook and creating engagement, getting people interested. But then I have, what I like about how I present is that I show the Healy. I actually do. You know, I've seen a lot of people do presentations, or I've seen videos where it's just kind of a PowerPoint, but I like to actually share how the Healy works and how I can do a scan. You know, sometimes I'll do that as almost like a remote thing with someone, but a lot of times, especially if I'm doing it for a group of people, I just show it on myself. So let's assume that you've already spoken to someone, they have an idea of what frequencies are and energy is and how that works. And now you want to present how the Healy itself works. So I'll just kind of go through what I normally do. So I actually will explain to people that, you know, this is the Healy right here, this little device I've clipped to my shirt, and that we'll just turn it on. And that what I explain is that I use our phone, and the phone is how we connect to the Healy. So I share my phone screen, and I'm hoping this will work because last night it was not showing up on my screen mirroring. Oh, here it is working. Good. I restarted my phone just to be sure. So here you're seeing my phone. And so I'll just show them that we have these 3 main Healy apps here. And first I go into the pink app, and you know, again, they could be in a whole nother state or a whole nother country, but I'm just showing them on my phone right here. Oops, I'll turn it back on. Oh, it is on. Okay. It's just connecting up with the Bluetooth here. And I'll go and I'll show them the program. So first of all, we have the gold cycle. These are all the different microcurrent programs that we can use if you have like the wrist electrodes or use the adhesive electrodes and we'll hook the wires up. But this is the gold cycle programs that were developed by Nuno Nina. And these are great because they're all around programs that just kind of cover, you know, most areas of life here. We have pain programs. We have learning programs. And you can kind of just check out some of the names of the programs here. Fitness programs, job programs, and sleep programs. Depending on what edition of the Healy you might end up with, you'll have some or all of these different program groups, and can get other ones through subscriptions. There's just different ways to do everything. We'll go into that in a minute. You have beauty and skin programs, bioenergetic harmony. You see, covers things like eyes and hormones, intestines, different systems in the body. There's a whole other page of those. So 24 programs under bioenergetic harmony. We have 20 programs under meridians 1 and 2. We have chakra programs. We have bioenergetic defense. There's just so many different things you can see here that we do. And then I even have things like bioenergetic vitalization, which is all about youthfulness. well-being, digital nutrition mixtures. You can get all the frequency information from vitamins and minerals and nutrients and in different mixtures that help with different areas of the body. So it's just a lot we can do here in the microcurrent side. But I want to show you quickly how we actually can use, if you have the resonance edition of our Healy, you can use the Heal Advisor Analyze app and actually do some scanning, which is really what I find is the most exciting part about the Healy. So we can either do aura analysis or resonance analysis. I'll show you quickly. If we do an aura analysis, I choose myself here as the client, and I can record aura. So this is scanning my field, my bioenergetic field of my aura. And I can do analysis here and see what my 3 lowest chakras are. I can do analysis. It's going to get kind of personal here, but you get a lot of information through your aura. And I am kind of rushing through this. I just wanted you to be able to see what you can get with this. But we can, within this app, the Heal Advisor Analyze app, we can do vibrational frequencies, which is more to like the information field, that bioenergetic field around your body. You can select the transmission. I would normally do this much longer. I'm just going to do 8 seconds so you can see what's happening here. The blue line is the information it's reading from my field, and the pink is the information it's sending to my field based on that aura scan and that analysis. I like to do a lot though with the resonance analysis. This is my favorite part of what we do. So I'll go in here and select myself, and you can see that all these...
David, you usually, sorry to interrupt, you usually even ask them if you are, if they allow you to take a picture, and then you do the resonance on them, correct? The scan?
Well, I do, if I'm doing a one-on-one and they would like to, do it as a remote session, then at this point, yes, I would put in their picture. I would put them in as a client. I would do the whole, watch several things online to see exactly how to do a remote. But I'm also doing a lot of times a group thing, or if there's someone that's maybe not too familiar with frequencies and might think that the remote stuff is a little woo-woo, I'll do it this way. And so I'm just kind of showing, like I'm doing a presentation typically live every Monday evening, and so that's usually for a larger group. And this is how I would do this. But yeah, you could do the same thing by putting them in and then doing these scans. In fact, I'll refer to that too. But if I'm doing it just for a group, I go in here and I'll explain that you see all these different program groups here are ones that you saw in the other app that we would use microcurrent, and how many programs are in each of these groups. But then there's other things in here like I Ching, which is traditional Chinese medicine, creative homeopathy. You're probably familiar with homeopathy. Here's some more of the programs that are in the other app that we talked about. But Schussler salts are like cell salts and Alaskan gem elixirs. Many people like Bach flower remedies. They're very familiar with those. So, I can even give you an example how I can scan within Bach flower remedies. You wouldn't find Bach flower remedies in the other app where we would run microcurrent, but I can do a scan here. And this is scanning my field right now to see of the 39 Bach flower remedies. It's going to show me what the top 5 most important ones are for me right now. So we'll let this finish the scan here. Just a second. And when that's done, it's going to give me those top 5 groups. So it's showing for me like cherry plum, or a kind of a combination called rescue, water violet. It kind of explains what this does both physically and emotionally, different aspects of that. So again, in this case, since we're in the resonance application, these aren't microcurrent programs, we would do the actions and the vibrate, okay? So I won't do that now. But what I really love to do with the Healy, whether I do it every day and figure out some programs I want to run, or I've been lately doing it more like once a week, I'll do some scans and then write down a bunch of programs and work with them all during the week. But we'll go to the database and go down to one called All Healy Programs. And this is going to give me all the available programs in the other app, we call the Pink Dot app, for microcurrent that I could do. So it's showing me, wow, 83%, that's a really high number. So these are ranked in the top 5 program groups for me right now: Gold Cycle, then Learning, then Fitness, Deep Cycle, and Job. And so those are all programs I can run microcurrent-wise. So these are the program groups. But if I go in, what I like to do is go into the ones, especially the ones that are 60% or higher, so maybe these two, but I'll just do the Gold Cycle for now. I go back into the resonance analysis, and choose the gold cycle. It is right here. There's 7, you can see there's 7 programs in the gold cycle, but this is going to give me the top 5. So the gold cycle was the #1 program group that I'm resonating with right now, and care is the most important program within that group. So then I would typically, you know, I could again go actions and vibrate, and I could do that more to the information field, but I will typically go over to the other app, our beloved pink dot app. And this is where I would hook up the electrodes. So I have the electrodes on my wrist, as you can see, and the wires hooked up to the electrodes. And then I would plug this into the Healy. So to do all of that in the other app, the blue dot app, and do those scans and do those vibrational type frequencies, we do not have to have the wires hooked up for that. The wires are for when we're doing microcurrents. So I'm going to go into the gold cycle, and I believe it was care that was #1 for me. So gold cycle, care. Oh, this is actually going to now send the frequencies for care from the phone to the Healy by Bluetooth. So this is a set of frequencies. It could be hundreds of frequencies that are part of this program group that are identified to work for this specific goal of the care program. And in this case, it's now sent all the frequencies over. I can turn this up until, I like to turn this up until I can feel a little bit of that energy in my wrists and my hands, which for me is right around 35%. So I'll do it about there or back it off a little bit. But you can see it's sending 94.5 hertz right now. And then after 10 seconds, it'll switch to another hertz, another frequency, 510 hertz. And so for the next 46 minutes, this red dot's gonna go around here so you can keep track of where you're at. And you can see which frequencies it's doing. Now, if I were to run this program and you were to run this program and Adriana were to run this program all at the same time, you know, again, there are potentially hundreds of frequencies that could be used here, but the Healy, what's so exciting and unique about the Healy is that it's not just taking a set of programs and sending them all at once. It's not just a static thing. It is literally scanning my field as it's running to see what I need the most. So it would give me and you and Adriana all a different set of frequencies and a different amount. And eventually it's going to show progress. It's going to, when I get what I need from one of these frequencies, it'll drop out of the queue and a new one will come in to the queue. So it's very, very intuitive. It's very individualized for you. And that's why the Healy is such a unique product. Not only that it can do that and scan the field as it's applying the frequencies, but that it's small and portable and wearable and pairs with your smartphone. So that's kind of how I demonstrate the Healy. I have found personally, for all of you here watching right now, I have found that is just really effective because it's so much more hands-on, even though it's over Zoom, and they can really get a feel of what the Healy actually does instead of just a presentation where I just talk about the Healy, if that makes sense. So then typically what I'll do is I'll stop sharing there and I say that I'll talk about now if I were doing that remote where I did them, I would put them into the file as a client. I would get their picture. I usually just, if I'm on Zoom, I literally just take a picture right here on the Zoom, put them in as the client. I put in, you know, the name, birthday, birthplace. I go down about that far. I usually don't do all the email stuff. But then I put, I do the scan for them, for their aura, and then for, like, I usually do something like Bach flowers, and I'll do the all Healy, and then maybe 1 or 2 of the top program groups. So they'll have about 5 scans. I do them one after another. I don't send the frequencies till I've done all those scans. And as I do each scan, I will send them a PDF of the results of the scan. I usually do it by email. I just type in their email once and then I hit copy it so that the next time I do it, I can just keep pasting it in. So they get like 5 emails. And then I go through and I start sending the frequencies, and I pick a time period based, again, honestly, it's just kind of intuition. While we're talking, I'll be sending those. Even if I switch over here to this part where I start talking about the additions, if I've got my lists there on my phone, I can keep sending those even while we're talking, if that makes sense. So then I go here, and I'm going to share my screen. I just made my own presentation here. Let me get to it here. And where I explain the additions and the pricing for them. Obviously, as distributors, one thing that maybe you might need to get better at, that took me a while to understand, is you need to ask for the sale, right? You need to give them the information with the pricing and then just say, do you see yourself getting started or something? A lot of people just wait for them to jump in and ask you for the sale, but no, it's fine to ask for the sale. So this at least gives the information so they can see what we're doing. So I always explain that we have 5 editions of the Healy at 5 different price points. And the hardware is the same. You're going to get the Healy, the connection cables, abrasive electrodes, adhesive electrodes, charging cable. And so it doesn't matter which edition you start with, you're going to get the same hardware. That's nice, because if you need to start with a lower priced edition, you can upgrade later and you don't need to get a whole new Healy. You just do a software update. Then these are all the Healy program groups that are available and all the app modules that are available. And this shows on each program group how many frequency programs there are in that group. And so you can see there are up to 138 different microcurrent programs here. There's another 132 available through these different app modules. And the gold cycle, bioenergetic support, chronic pain, and the Healy Advisor search module comes free with every edition. And then depending on which edition you get, you will have some more of these items. But then all of these are available by subscription. So we're going to go over what the different editions give you permanently as a lifetime thing. And then remember, you can get all these as subscriptions, and they even offer some subscription bundles to start you off with the try for free. So it's as many as 270 programs here, and you can see you can get discounts for different subscription bundles that you would choose on your own as well. So the gold cycle, or the gold edition, comes with the gold cycle program group, which is, for instance, the one that I'm running right now. That care program is from that gold cycle program group. And we've got the bioenergetic support group page that has coherence, and then bioenergetic boost, which is awesome because it's like an immune system booster, and the chronic pain program. And then that Healy Advisor search module is really cool. It comes with every edition, because you can go in there and you can type in a disease or a condition or a symptom, and it will scan our therapist database from TimeWaver, the parent company, and it will return results and tell you which microcurrent programs are best to help support and work on that issue that you typed in, whether it's a symptom or a disease or a condition of some type. And these can be physical, mental, emotional, anything. So this is what you're going to get with gold at $506 plus tax. When you move up to holistic, they're adding the mental balance program group, which are very powerful, and then all the meridian programs, another 20 programs. So you have 38 microcurrent programs, and this little +3 means they're also going to give you a bunch of other programs in a kind of a trial bundle for 3 months for free. But this is what you get permanently for life for $1,015, even if you don't ever do any other kind of a monthly subscription. At the Healy Aura level, now we've added the Aura analysis module. If you remember how I did a quick scan of my Aura, and you can help balance the energy of the chakras there. And there's a lot of other stuff you can do way beyond pretty advanced stuff, but don't want to get into all of that now. So that's $1,525 plus tax. And then the Healy Resonance is by far our most popular edition at $2,025. And that's because you can do all that extra stuff I showed you, scanning to see which programs are most important for you right now, doing extra things like Bach flower remedies and Schussler salts and homeopathy. And there's just so much more you get with the Resonance that most people do start here. You can see it's still the regular 38 microcurrent programs that are permanent, but we've added both the Aura module and the Resonance module, so you can do all that different kinds of scanning. And then again, it's going to have a subscription bundle. I'll show you here in just a second. Then there is the Healy Professional, which comes with just most of our app modules and program groups. It is $5,055. So this is designed probably for someone that's professional that maybe has a practice and just wants to have availability of everything, is willing to pay a larger price up front, and they have 207 different microcurrent programs. But honestly, this is great. It could be great for a family too. If you can afford that and you just want access to all of this different stuff, it's really, really cool. So here's just something showing each of the 5 editions, and these are everything you get permanently as far as microcurrent programs and app modules. And there is a 14-day money back guarantee, which is, it's nice that they do it from the day you receive your Healy. So that's very cool that you can try it if you want for 14 days and return it. It's pretty rare that someone would ever return a Healy because it is such a cool product. So now let's look a little bit at these app subscription bundles. you will get each of one of these 3 middle editions, the second, third, and fourth editions. They have an app subscription bundle that is suggested or is given to you free for 3 months. And then if you decide to keep that, you will be getting those at a 40% discount off of the normal price. So for instance, this at the holistic level, they give you for free for 3 months. You get to try the fitness, bioenergetic harmony 1 and 2. That's 32 more programs in those program groups. So now instead of 38, you're up to 70 programs. After 3 months or starting in the 4th month, you would be charged $48.50 a month. And again, that's a 40% discount than if you had subscribed to each of these individually. At the R level, they're adding the local stimulation, all the rest of the pain programs. So besides just chronic pain, which is what we are FDA cleared for as a class 2 medical device, we also have other types of pain that we can address on the microcurrent side, which even includes things like tooth and jaw, and even things like anxiety and depression and insomnia even. So there's a lot of other things in the pain page and the sleep page. So pain and sleep are things that a lot of people deal with, and we see, I personally seen in my group and with my customers, a lot of good results there. So by getting these subscription groups, you're adding another 44 programs, total of 82. It would renew at $79 per month. And then you can see over here at the resonance level, the $121.50 a month. We're adding chakras, learning, and bioenergetic vitalization is an actual app module, which means not only are you getting a set of great microcurrent programs that deal with youthfulness, but you have an app module where you can do a lot of searching within there for specific things that can help you. So 110 different programs. Now, again, you can keep these. It is suggested that you keep these program groups and then even add on to them if you want, because you'll be getting these forever at a 40% discount. Normally, you can get 10, 15, or 20% discount depending on how many subscriptions you get. So if you were to choose to cancel these and maybe you only want a couple of these, you can do that. You can build your own subscription bundles. Just remember that these are at a big discount price. So next, let's see. Somebody else made this, probably someone that's watching this right now. I love this chart because it does show everything on one page, but you can see in the blue is all the permanent lifetime. And down here, you can see either the program groups or the app modules that are part of a subscription. This is how much approximately it costs per month with the discount. Starting in the 4th month, this is what it would cost if you purchased those just separately. And this is what it would cost either at the 15 or 20% discount, because there's 3 or 4 or more subscriptions. If you were to cancel that and then try to reinstate this later, you're going to be getting only a 20% discount instead of 40. The Healy coil, if you can still see my video here as well, we have the Healy itself, and the Healy coil is basically like a Tesla coil, if you can see this. And this allows me to unplug the wires and slide the coil in here, and plugs right in there. So this is 2 Tesla coils that are parallel to each other, or kind of interposed to each other, which cancel each other out and create what's called a 0-point field. So this is a different way of applying the frequencies, but it makes it wireless. So I can just stick this in my pocket. Now, it's not a substitution for the wires. There's still a lot of benefit to running microcurrent through you at the physical level, through your cellular matrix and through all that water in your body, right? This is done in a different way, but you can run most of those microcurrent programs with the coil wirelessly. So for one thing that I like about the coil is that you can do as many programs as you want back to back. With the wires, it's suggested even by Healy to only do 3 and maybe 4 programs in a day. And you'd want to put several hours of time in between each program that you run, because your body needs some time to utilize and assimilate those frequencies and let your body do what it's supposed to do with that. But with the coil, you can run them all you want. It's a little more subtle way of applying the frequencies in a different manner. So I'll typically run one with the wires around breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then sometimes in the evening. In between, I'll run some with the coil. So I can do a lot of stuff. And of course, you're not only doing this on yourself, but your whole family, people you care with, you can run frequencies all the time. So that coil is $224.50 plus tax. It's an accessory. You can buy that right when you buy your Healy or at any point later. It's kind of cool that we have free shipping, free ground shipping anytime. So if you do order that later, it's not going to be any more expensive, but that is really cool accessory. And then we do have a Healy watch where it measures things like a Fitbit would, where it's like steps and stuff, but it also does bioenergetic rhythm analysis, heart rate variability, sleep parameters. And then it uses all that data to find the frequencies and programs that can help relax, reduce stress, support fitness goals. And here for July and August, we've been having a promotion that anyone that purchases a Healy edition at the holistic level, that second level or above, gets a free Healy watch. There is a subscription that's tied to the watch, and that allows kind of the watch and the Healy to communicate, and you're getting that free for 3 months. And then if you want to continue that subscription, it would be $21 plus tax per month. The last thing I usually point out here is I just point out that you can become a Healy World member. I know many people are looking at this presentation just because they're looking for an amazing product to help their family, in a holistic way. But there is the opportunity to build a business promoting this. So Healy, in about 2019 in January, they released the Healy as a network marketing type of distribution out of Germany. It wasn't available in the United States until May of 2020, but Healy did some pretty amazing things. In 2019, they did about $7 million in revenue. 2020, where the United States was involved about half of the time, they did over $100 million in revenue. So this really is I believe the next great network marketing company. It's going to be a multi-billion-dollar company sometime. We're in over 45 countries. You can build a team of Healy World members all over the world. There's 11 ways to earn with the Healy compensation plan, including you can even earn a free Healy Resonance Edition. So if that interests you, you'll want to get back with us and find out more about becoming a member, which at this point does not actually cost anything to be a member. So why not, right? All right, so that is basically how I have been presenting the Healy to people. It's been very successful.